Hey look everyone, it's the president! They're the leader of the free world, but that's kind of a vague statement, so we're going to clarify that a bit. Simply put, the President of the United States of America is the leader of the country, the armed forces, and the executive branch of the government. They're the ones tasked with enforcing all the laws of the land, and have discretion to do so largely as they see fit, up to a point. So who can be president? Not everyone, as it turns out. Only citizens born within the United States, who are over 35 years at the time of swearing into office, and have lived in the US for over 14 years prior to running are able to serve in the office. But I know a lot of people that fit those criteria. Why aren't they the president? Well, that's because any would-be president needs to be elected by the ever-controversial Electoral College, which honestly warrants its own entire video. For now, all you need to know is that every state gets a certain amount of electorates, which are loosely based on population, who vote for the president in accordance with which candidate got the majority vote in the state they represent. Whoever gets a majority vote from the Electoral College becomes president and is sworn into office on January 20th of the next year. So what's all this executive branch nonsense? In short, it refers to the part of the government that enforces the law. Airport security, FBI agents, DMV officials, you get the gist. The president is the one who's responsible for overseeing the entire federal bureaucracy, which is a lot less exciting than leader of the free world, but is really important all the same. And while the president is unable to make any laws without going through Congress, he can instruct his employees to act differently through what we call an executive order. These require no congressional approval, but can be overturned by the courts and have no basis in law. When a new president comes in, they can simply undo any executive order that any past president has ever introduced. You know what's cooler than bureaucracy? The president is also the head honcho of the armed forces. Army, Navy, you name it. He's the commander-in-chief, baby! And during a war or state of emergency, the president has power to do things that would normally require the approval of Congress instantly. However, the president is unable to declare war on his own and needs Congress to approve most military action otherwise, although he can send troops into other countries for up to 60 days, provided that he sent Congress a notice of the movement of troops 48 hours beforehand. And if we're going to stay here and talk about every single little thing that the president can and can't do, I'm going to be here forever, so we're going to move on. The president is also responsible for welcoming foreign ambassadors and diplomats into the country, caring for them in the White House or around the White House when they're in the country. He also is responsible for negotiating treaties with other nations, though these as well need to be approved by Congress before being official. Though the president can and often does circumvent this process through what we call an executive agreement. Same sort of deal as an executive order. It's an agreement between a president and another world leader not to do something that doesn't have any actual backing by the law itself, and usually goes away once a new president takes office. The president is also responsible for appointing members of his cabinet, Supreme Court justices, and foreign ambassadors. Though, say it with me, this requires congressional approval in most cases. The president can also pardon any individual that he wants from any crime barring impeachment. He also has the power to withhold classified information from the other branches of the government and the public in non-judicial cases. This is known as executive privilege. Furthermore, he's also required to give a yearly State of the Union address to Congress, and is able to call both branches of Congress into session in extreme situations. Man, being the president sure sounds fun, but you can't do it forever. Presidents can only serve a maximum of 2 4-year terms, and a maximum of 10 years should they become president, due to the current sitting president being unable to do his job. The president can also be removed from office through impeachment, which again, I will cover in a separate video, or if the members of his Congress take a vote of no confidence, stating that he's unable to perform the duties of a president and needs to be replaced. Simply put, the president enforces the law, leads the armed forces, and serves as a diplomatic head of our government. Thanks again for watching this video. I hope that it was enjoyable for everyone. It's certainly a lot of fun to make. Thanks again for the great response that I've received on the first video. Glad to hear that you guys have liked it. There's plenty more videos just like it on the way. And if you want to see more, maybe hit the subscribe button down there below. Maybe get notified whenever I make a new video on the YouTube platform. Or don't. I mean, I don't script these. I'm sorry. I don't have much to say. If you want a topic that you want to get covered, you can leave a comment down below and I'll be sure to get to it. I have a bit of a backlog, so it might not be immediate, but I promise that I'll try to get to it if I think it's relevant enough. At any rate, see you guys in the next episode, probably next week. Not sure which branch I'm doing next, but it's going to be one of the 2 branches.